All right, let's get to it. I got a few things to adjust on my end, but as always, welcome to Slow Markets. In the YouTube chat, there is our Topstep risk disclosure. Everything that we go and say and do on air is for educational purposes only. You know the drill. It's not financial advice, and yeah, it's not a signals class. We know, traders hopping in on the stream just drive me crazy, but yeah. We all have our own agency. We're clicking buttons. We have no one else is responsible for it. So let's get to these markets. Before we get started, my man, Coach Jay, how are you doing? How was your day? Most likely it was better than mine, man.
Losing day in the Topstep account. Try to get long the Russell a little too early on that first half an hour sell-off, and then all the equity markets rallied. So took a loss there. Was able to... got in my options bag like Dakota and bought a strangle, QQQ strangle, $600, and that played off pretty well when the president said the war is coming to an end soon. So that made up for the losses a little bit, but mixed bag today. All
right. Yeah, if you guys are following me, might as well. I'll talk through this a little bit because I don't mind transparency. I share my wins. I share my losses. If you're following me, you know what it is. I got ran over by crude oil. Rough, man. It was rough. I was in a long crude. Well, I was looking to get long crude. We talked about this last week and throughout the weekend. I'm like, man, I need to see a pullback in order for me to get long, because Sunday night we popped up to $120 a barrel, $119 a barrel. And we got a pullback, and I ended up buying at like 100, 101 after we peaked through 99, and I was looking for a pump higher. And, it worked. The first one worked out. I had two trades. The first one worked out. I was up $36,000, and so I'm like, okay, I'm in a good spot. I'm going to build another position because we're back down here in these 90s. So I built 15 minis long around like 98, and I'm just gonna hold that one throughout this week to see if we could just keep going, maybe get back up to 119s. And the next thing I know, freaking we tanked hard down to like 80, and I ended the day, I went from plus 36,000 to minus 12,000. That was my day in summary. It was a rough one, man, but fast markets, Topstep live account, I'm in the green. And so, yeah, short-term memory. Let's see if we can get to these markets tonight. They're rocking. They're moving. I got the Nasdaq up, and sure enough, we filled that gap that we had on Sunday night. VIX was over 30 for a majority of this morning. We're seeing extreme volatility. Obviously, you can take a look at this banner up here at top. We are monitoring the volatility in crude and may increase margins over the coming days. Makes sense. I'm sure my personal stuff and everyone's looking at the volatility in crude. Very similar to the metals, right? We had that nice big spike in volatility in silver and the metals. We've seen the CME raising margins, and that we all know how that played out. And maybe we're looking at the same thing coming into play in crude oil. Hopefully not so much, because we got that Trump to settle and throw some water on the crude fire, if you will. But yeah, Nasdaq, big sell-off. We had the gap down and sell-off. You could see that almost 2 3/4 overnight, 675 points. And then guess what? 1,000-point rally. We just barely tagged 24,000, and 1,000-point rally to end the New York session. Power hour was spicy if you were watching it, if you were trading it, from 24,000 down up to 25,000. Wild. Technically, we've seen three handles, right? technically, did we tag 23,999? I'm not sure. Maybe we did. Maybe
we tagged 25,000s. 23s. No, 24.
Yeah,
24 evens was a low.
Okay, in the micros we did touch 23,999. So technically, we've seen 3 handles here in the micros in the Nasdaq.
Crazy.
But yeah, we came up, rallied. One thing I was watching and one thing I'm noticing right now was we have a little bit of a downtrend here in the Nasdaq. Lower highs, lower high, lower high. Well, I mean, we rejected there. We're getting a little bit of a pullback. I'm going to play this the way I was trying to play Crude, where we had that big rally, and I'm looking for a pullback. I'm looking to get long the Nasdaq in this upcoming week. I could imagine, if this war is going to end, if things start to settle down, maybe we start to get into a bullish rally mode. We zoom out, so let's go to I want to talk about the weekly real quick. We were just talking about this, Coach Jay, how we were in this range for so long. It looked like we might be breaking out, and we kind of did. I think this got a lot of traders offside, right? Where we're like a lot of traders are probably, emptying their portfolio, getting in short, hedging, looking for a sell-off or further further selling pressure here in these equities. And we started to break through this big consolidation that we've been in for months and completely rejected and right back up. So that's something to be aware of, that maybe this was that push down and run of stop losses that was possible, and then right back up to 25,000. And so the first thing on my mind is, do we get a rally on what we were seeing back on November 21st? So we did come down here, and that was a nice rally, very long, extended to, in November, about 8% of a rally. Let's see how far. The deepest point from the all-time highs, we were almost about as close to 10% down as possible. And then today, that was a complete, 4% from low to high, 4.5% from low to high. So I'm going to look for a pullback. On the daily chart, I would love to be able to see us pull back down to these 24,600s, 24,700s, this range that we've been in for a few weeks. If we come down to the bottom of that, I'm going to be looking for long opportunities. So these higher time frames, there's some things to look out for that I'm watching. Hourly chart, very similar. Blew through that gap filled. So maybe we could get down to some level of support and find some market structure before I look to get in longs. We shall see. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Just selling off, man. Asian session all last week was just pretty bearish. Asian session last week. So maybe we see the same thing. Lots of selling pressure. Maybe a buying opportunity to retrace this power hour move. What are you seeing, Coach Jay? You're on mute.
You should be able to hear me now.
Yeah, you're good.
Really nice rally into those 25,000s. I'm seeing a potential pullback into this 200 moving average here on the 30-minute chart, 24,801s. We got the Nasdaq. Oh, why are my fibs doing that? But
see, you do that. I'm gonna run and get a drink.
Yep, no problem. We got this first 30-minute range here established. Very similar to what we were seeing last week in slow markets when I was on. We have the first 30-minute range here, but price is leaving the range to the downside. Volume hasn't yet. So what I really want to see is the market's reaction to 24,801s here, which is that 200 moving average. It's about 50% of the sell-off from the power hour today, right? Dakota was just talking about how aggressive power hour was today. This 200 moving average here on the 30-minute chart is right. 50% of that is right around that big power hour move. So we will see these 24,810s down to 800s. I'm looking for a reaction there. Do I see an opportunity to sell into it? Not necessarily. Not a high probability one, right? This view up is still not out of this 30-minute range here, so we could just trade right back up through the range. But if I was looking long, it would have to be somewhere in this 800 area here. I think you pointed it out, Dakota, all these wicks on the side that we have.
Yeah, it's looking buying opportunities. Are we going to have like an extended rally in one direction or another? I know this price action for past few months have just been a mess. I'd
Yes,
love
it
to
has
see
been.
an extended rally, to be honest.
Let's see where we are on the daily. So on the daily here, we are. Why is it not extending these? Come on. Extend to the right. There we go. All right. On the daily, clean this chart up a little bit, but we are. It's kind of hard to clean the chart up when the candles are so overlapping on the daily here. But we rejected right at 50% of the October 10th candle on the daily. 25,025 is that price. That was the high of the session today. That's where that entire rally went. So we traded between the 200 moving average. We traded below the 200 moving average on the daily, back up to 50% of this candle. It's kind of hard to say if the downward structure is over, Dakota, to be honest.
Nothing's for sure. I thought
Nothing
I did
is.
today. Honestly, today's trade, like price action and crude, just got me all screwed up mentally, man. I'm gonna tell you what.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you think you know something, and you have like such a solid A+ setup, and it gets just blown apart by a headline, and you're just like, all right, I need to take a step back and reset. But yeah, this Nasdaq, that pump in the Nasdaq here, during power hour, that 1.5%, 400 points. I almost feel like I need to see more market structure now. I think
Yeah.
today was just such a volatile day in both directions that I need to see more market structure. Like maybe we have a new low formed. I mean, switching it back to my chart, and what I would love to see, my ideal scenario, if I look at an hourly chart, would be some type of a pullback to a level of support. So like maybe we can come down here to these, 780s, upper 700s. Maybe we could come back down and retest 700 even. Just some type of support and like a 3-bar reversal, almost like this. I think this would be a good example. See how we had that huge rally to start the month, a pullback to a nice level of support, and then we get that continuation higher. That's my ideal scenario, because as a trader, what I want to see is, higher lows, higher highs, a nice structured market, starting to trend. And we just don't have that right now. If anything, it's like, we still have lower highs, right? I'm looking for pivots on this chart, and technically we're still in the downtrend until we make maybe some type of lower high and start to make some bullish market structure. That's why it's so hard after just one day and just so much volatility. Like I said, the VIX was over 30 most of the morning.
It was a wild day today.
Yeah.
Today was a wild day.
As you can tell, I'm just I know it's trade what you see, but when you see is just mind blowing. You kind of just have to just take a step back and reset. Anyway, let's take a look at gold real quick. Take a look at gold on the hourly. Now, gold is in consolidation mode, honestly, throughout March. We had that big sell-off. We had that pump up to 5,400, big sell-off, and we're kind of just in consolidation mode. I mean, you can see this flagging pattern here that we made to end February. We're kind of just consolidation chop. Not the best, not the cleanest price action right now, to be honest. If anything, maybe we get a pullback down, go retest these 5080s, 5070s. I'm not sure what to make of this as a trend trader, a breakout trader. Expect more chop. I'm going to expect what we're seeing in this price until it proves me otherwise. Are you seeing anything in gold? Uh-oh. We got you again.
Muted again. There you go. All right, gold, not so much. Gold has been the range-bound market. 50.25s was the low of the session today, which is 50% of that 3-day sell-off. And right now we're right back in the middle of the range. So pretty tight range here. It's still presenting opportunities to trade, but on a higher time frame, we're in that range. We're back above the 200 moving average on the 30-minute here. And so far for this session, we've tried to trade above the first 30-minute range. VWAP is still in it. I'm still waiting for data to get enabled on my live account here, but I'd be leaning to the short side here just because of this volume kind of turning above this 200 moving average if I had to take a trade. But right now, it's kind of a no man's land in gold.
No man's land. Good way.
Yeah.
Good point on that. I like that. No man's land, no trade. I'm going to watch this Nasdaq here, to be honest. There's been some really good trade setups here on the Nasdaq. Going to watch both of them. Going to get on some music, get to some questions here in the chat. So let's get the music going. We'll get the questions going. And let's get to that hashtag slow markets. Hashtag slow markets right there. There's the link to the socials. Tag me in a trade to set up your session. Something about trading. And if I like it, I'll show it here on air. And if anything sets up, we'll take it. We'll take it. These slow markets are anything but slow, man.
Anything but slow. Anything but slow. I'm going to step away for a second, Dakota. It is now 70 degrees here in New Jersey, so I need to turn on my AC. It's warm in here. I'll be right back.
Hey, fair enough. Let me know how this audio visual, let me know how that is looking. Audio visual, good. That's bearish music. You like it? You like the music? I'm leaning longs. I'm looking for longs in this Nasdaq. Actually, we're trying to get a 3-bar reversal right here. I'm going to take it. Actually, I'm going to get into one. Just market one. We're going to market. I'm not going to sit there with a limit order. A little bit of white stop. Okay. 3-bar reversal, if you're asking, right here. You guys know that's one of my favorite setups. 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute chart. Just formed. I tried to get in with a limit order, but it wasn't filling me, so I went to market. Sacrifice location for just being in it. See if we get a rally here.
Like
Two favorite coaches. Nice. Old Boomer
thanks for
says,
joining us.
What's that?
No, I said thanks for joining us. 2 favorite coaches.
Oh, yeah. Love this community we have here. There we go, Nasdaq. Did you catch any of that downside in oil today? I did. I caught it with my face. I was paying the other person. I was long crude oil, so I did not do well, as you can imagine. One of my I tell you what, it never ceases to happen. I don't know. It's weird how it works, Coach Jay. I should have known better. My best trading day of the year was Friday. I was up $72,000 or $73,000 on Friday.
Yeah.
And then
it was a great trade.
The very next trading day, which was Monday, followed up by one of the worst ones, where I was up 30. I should have just been done, but I got a nice trade and I just set it up, and then I ended up the day down 12,000. So it was a 40,000. About over a $40,000 swing. It's weird how that works sometimes, man. I try and just like, okay, no psychological, but just trade what we see, and it just got the hammer.
It happens, man. I know you'll be back from it. I know you'll recover from it. I'm going to share my charts with you again. I lost them for a second.
Yeah, no.
Getting some data stuff fixed here. Shout out to the live account team helping me out there.
Sweet.
So I think I have live data for crude and gold now.
Well, yeah, nice 3-bar reversal bounce. Maybe I want to see some follow through. If not, we reject. I don't want to be in this trade anymore. Hanging out at these 870s, 24 870s. We got the bottom of the hour in about 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes. Got to sit that day out. Yeah, I think so. That just needs to be a rule of thumb. Hey, you have a really big day, just don't trade.
Is it though? Because if you're just seeing the markets really well, why do you want to stop? You don't want to cut yourself off. But I get what you're saying.
Well, if you remember, back in October, I had like $120,000 day, And the very next day, another, 6-figure day. And then the very next day, another 6-figure day. I made $500,000 in a week, and it was back to back to back, to where if that was the case, that would have never happened, right? So you always think of that when you take a loss, you're like, oh, I shouldn't trade it. But then you just never know. It's like,
I think what you do, you have to be a little bit more aware of your risk tolerance.
Yeah, fair enough. Exactly. It's like it's like Jay. It's like you're playing craps, right? And you roll a 7, and you're like, all right, what's the odds of me rolling another one?
Exactly. That's exactly it.
You could ask. Shout out to him if you're listening. If you're listening.
It's exactly like that.
If you're listening, Joanne, you know what it means. It's back to back to back to back for you, man.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened.
Oh man.
Back to back to back to back to back to back.
Happened?
Dealer's like, get out of here. Go cash out. We don't want you at our table.
Yeah.
That's how I felt today in crude oil.
Back-to-back 7s.
Yeah, keep your tight stop. Message of the week. I.e. big trending day, next day range day. You never know. Never know in these markets. All right, we got that nice pullback here in the Nasdaq. So this is why I love the 100 tick chart, right? We have that rally, little pullback, rally, pullback. We see, continuation. Bottom of the hour in about 6 minutes. See a spike in volatility liquidity here. See how that plays out. I still like this 3-bar reversal. I got in. I like it. This is a good example of the difference between waiting for confirmation. So the 3-bar reversal closed. I would have been in long from 885. Instead, I was a little bit preemptive. Got in at 865. Saved me about 15 points. So risk reward versus probabilities. Let's see if we could get paid here. I'm looking for a push towards and a break through these 900s. We're starting to get it. We're starting to see that volatility back in 24,900s.
Nice trade. Very nice trade. So I was saying I couldn't get short down here. Was maybe looking for a little bit lower to get in long, but there was no volume to the downside on this move. So nice trade you got there, Dakota.
Oh, thank you. Got to make up for that oil trade. A tick at a time.
Tick at a time.
Ticking a dream. Yeah, y'all don't play the 7 most numerical combos on the die? I do. I tried.
There are ways to do it. Convictions Trading says, Jay, why don't you teach order flow on stream? I think I do. I teach it in my own way. You're going to see some order flow traders talk about footprint charts and things like that. I'm only going to ever teach what I use. So the way I read order flow is through VWAP. I'll use some volume profiles every once in a while. I use another platform for figuring out where big trades are. But I think most of the order flow stuff that I do, I can show you with Topstep X. If you watch slow markets last, when was that, Dakota? Was it Thursday? Wednesday? Tuesday. Tuesday.
Yeah, it was Wednesday, Tuesday, maybe.
Yeah, watch slow markets last Tuesday. That is my way to read order flow. But there's a bunch of different ways to use it. If you have any questions, let me know. Did Dakota just freeze? Or are you just reading something?
Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah.
I was reading the chat.
I thought you froze. Were you reading something? Gotcha.
No. Getting through some of these hashtag slow markets. I mean, this Nasdaq trade's playing pretty well. This Nasdaq trade's playing pretty dang well. Let me make sure I have everything set up. Get some of these hashtag slow markets and ever tag me now. Tag me now. A lot of traders just wait till the very end to tag me. After they've like copy traded me or or they wait for their trade to play out. Post it.
Post it in real time.
Or your trade station.
That's the link in the chat to the slow market session we were talking about. Dakota was on for the first half an hour or so, put on a banger Nasdaq trade, and then we started talking about some order flow stuff, the way I like to read it. But you guys can watch that when you get a chance. If you have any questions, let me know. The other platform that I use to see order flow is Quantower. We've talked about that one a lot. You can connect your Topstep X account to Quantower, but there's a tool in there called Power Trades. I just use that one. I use Power Trades to see where big trades execute.
All right. Siwa says, Dakota, how many minis were you holding? Well, what? If you want to know, you follow my social media. It was 15, and yes, I did have a stop loss, but once again, volatility. Talk about slippage, man. Thank goodness I got out because it went limit down for a second.
Yeah, that was wild. That was very wild.
I was sitting there and I ordered DoorDash. I went to the door. I got it. I was eating something. I came back. I looked at the charts and it stopped me out. I'm like, what happened? And I'm sitting there watching it for a minute. And yeah, sure enough, it limit down.
Wasn't not moving.
It's so scary.
Yeah. That was it did it a couple times yesterday. So on the open last night, I was looking at oil as well, and I looked at the Quantower platform, and it said the spread was negative 140 ticks, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't sound right. What's going on here? And it was frozen, right? So if you're trading oil, understand that you have to be aware if any headlines are coming out, and if you are trading it, just understand that you're accepting extreme volatility right now. And that might be okay, right? Traders take advantage of volatility, but know where your risk is and maybe add a couple points to it.
Yeah, exactly. Candles Don't Lie says, who cares? Who cares what? About limit downs? I think every trader needs to be aware of those types of situations. Most expensive DoorDash I've ever had. Yeah,
who cares? Interesting sequence of events there. Join a stream to hear talks about trading. Talk about trading, and then I say, who cares? Next trade you got going on here, Dakota.
This is. Do you care about this? Do we care about this trade? 30 points here. Maybe we're seeing volatility. This volatile. 50 points. It's not 30. It's 50. We're going. Bottom of the hour right now. Let's get through this.
You have an upside target, or you just letting this one work?
I'm looking for these 920s, like this area of resistance up here, right at these 920s, upper 920s, and then trailing it up, just trailing this up with the stop loss. It's pretty volatile here. Yeah, dinner's on me. Dinner is on me tonight.
Some of these questions in the chat. Brian,
drink more water. Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah. I cannot give advice for that. Nice
We're pumping.
Dinner was great, Chauncey. Dinner was great. Yeah, this market is just moving right now. Where are you long from? 870s?
865, man.
I was told this was slow markets.
That's what the name of the stream is called. But we named this I named this like two years ago. And now we hang out. Now we hang out to this. Another week glued to 25,000. Oh man, don't say that. Don't say that. Let's make a run at 26. Are you allowed to scalp on evals? Yeah. Yeah, Tanner, why would you not be allowed to?
Sounds like a
not, yeah, anything you could do in the live account you could do here at Topstep. The only thing is just holding overnight, right? Even once you get to a live account, you could talk to the risk team and hold positions overnight. I don't pay too much attention to any of the other firms, but as far as I'm aware, and from my understanding, is anything that you can do in a live account, you can do here at Topstep outside of even swing trading once you get to live. Yeah, that's holding positions overnight.
Yeah, I see some people saying some props don't let you do that. Well, that's why you're here. That's why you're here. Thanks for joining us.
100%. That is why you're here. I love that, Jay. Yep. Anyone play Overwatch? Never played that. Luke, no, you cannot hold it past the New York session closed. However, once you get to a live account, you could talk with the risk team, and then yes, you could hold a trade overnight. Jeff's, maybe Jeff's. I had a nice dinner with him. That was a good one. I had dinner with Rips. Went to the UFC. I went to the UFC with him. Down there in Vegas. I need to go down there.
Wait, how was that?
It was disappointing, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we just showed up for the main event. So we showed up as the main event was starting. And the guy I was rooting for, representing Hawaii, my coach here, he's out of Hawaii, so he lost. And it wasn't a very entertaining fight.
Oh, damn.
But we went. We had a great dinner afterwards.
Do it for the experience.
Yeah.
Had you been to a UFC fight before?
No, not UFC, but there's fierce MMA. There's a lot of amateur fights. I like watching amateur fights. They have a lot more on the line. I guess you could compare it to college sports, right? College players just go for it because they're trying to win a scholarship or make it to the pros. A lot of the professional fights can be like, I'm gonna just make sure I don't get hurt and get a paycheck. We're holding these 900s. See if we can hold these 900s and continue to push higher. I'm watching this. I might just get out of this trade.
Nick for a ticket in the chat. Good to see you.
How about that ride?
Movie quotes there. Stock market is supposed to double, but can the stock market double with this war kind of still going on here?
It's got to end first, man. How was Vegas? Yeah. It was good. It was good. We had some good food, though, Coach Jay. We went to
we did.
Mizumi's. I got
dinner at Mizumi's was amazing.
Delilah. Anybody know that nice restaurant in Blue Fondue or whatever?
Blue Fondue, the Fountain Blue.
Yeah. That I don't know.
Went to the Blue Fondue.
SP.
All right.
This is some good. Man, people were paying $1,000 for a steak. Just so
you might see a pop here. Oil's starting to sell a little bit.
Yeah, we're seeing this pop. Move my stop loss up to 890.
Oil back below $87 here. Is gold going down? Let's take a look at gold. Nah, gold's kind of popping here as well. So the equities and the metals have been kind of correlated. And then we have oil and the equities inversely correlated over the past couple of days. $100 oil got the equities to sell off here, but once we got back below it, we saw that rally. So kind of watching that correlation for now.
Look at this. Look at this. Here's 930s, 930s. I'm going to get out of it right there and out. That was a 69 points.
Did you do that on purpose?
I slapped the ass, so I don't know what it got. It just
nice trade.
To be. And I think it was 70 points because it's $2 a point, and I'm at $140. So let's just say 70, okay? Let's just say 70. There you go. Man, 70 points here during slow markets. Grandima. Yeah, we were laying the 10 playing craps, so got enough of that. What do you think about a hold here? Maybe. Like I said, I like longs in the equities. I would have loved to see a deeper pullback. Yeah, commissions paid. Every trade, commissions calculated, added into this realized P&L.
Oil's starting to sell here, 86.50s now. Parsuva, question for both of us: do you use the same trading system on gold as in the NQ? Yes. I use the same trading system in any market that I trade because my trading system is based on volume, right? And volume will trade wherever it wants to. I think the difference is learning the market's personality, right? What time of day does it move? What news events might move it? For gold and the equities, kind of the same stuff, right? So you don't have to worry about it there. Learning the tick value and stuff like that. But I think if you have a strategy that you can apply to one market, you can probably apply it to all of them, if it's simple enough.
If it's simple enough, yes. Yep. Price action typically is very similar, but it's the nuances, the details. Man, look at this rally. That 3-bar reversal. There's something that's simple enough, right? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Is trading in vibes a valid strategy? No. I mean, if you manage risk, sure. Actually, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say you can trade on vibes if you manage risk and your expectancy is positive, right? I think it's just like a balance. It's a balance. Intuition versus mechanical. What percentage of your strategy is intuition? What percentage of your strategy is mechanical? Typically, it should be greater than 50% mechanical because you don't want to rely too much on intuition. That's from my personal experience, but you manage risk and you have a positive expectancy, do whatever you like.
Strategy should not be all vibes. A little bit of vibes are okay. Sometimes you need vibes, actually. Sometimes you look at a chart, Dakota, and you don't need to overanalyze it. You're just like, hey, I have a feeling that this is going to do this. You assess the risk and you take the trade. Sometimes we can overanalyze. So,
yeah. I mean, what would be all vibes? What would a strategy be all vibes? Like, give me. I would love to know.
9:31 Eastern time, seeing whatever the candle is, whether it be green or red, and then just clicking that button. That would be all vibes.
That's all vibes. I'm still valid. Some days I wish. Hey, look, market's going up. Let's buy it.
What? Could it work? It absolutely could. It absolutely could.
Man, look at this rally here.
Yeah, we're just pumping right now.
Asian sessions reacting positively probably to the Donald Trump's comments. I'm going to lean towards that.
See if there's any other headlines coming out right now. Not really seeing too much. 6B is the British pound for the person who asked that question in the chat.
All right. Are you eyeballing anything on your end?
I was looking at the S&P here because we are right at the 200 moving average on the 30-minute. Price and volume trading below it for now. Just kind of looking there at the S&P. Don't really have a trade set up just yet. So kind of watching how the market responds here. Does it reject? Does it continue to push higher? I'm probably going to lean to the long side again. I'd be in that trade in the Nasdaq with you if we got down to 810s, but didn't get there. So kind of just watching here now.
And we're just rallying.
Yes, we are. Gold is holding the 200 moving average on the 30-minute as well as a nice support here. Volume trading above it, so there's a potential long there. Let's see. Just scanning for now, nothing definitive. But
man, can I share that, Bruno? Bruno caught a long Nasdaq.
Okay.
I always gotta confirm before putting it on the internet. Oh, he says yep, okay. All right, traders are gonna love this one. Man, look at this. If only we had a runner. Man, did not.
Bruno with a nice Nasdaq trade there.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's get through some of these. Yeah, this is Bruno right here. $1,300 on a long Nasdaq, and look at the opportunity in these markets. $1,300 in 18 minutes.
What a trade!
So
not only is he a moderator, he's a trader.
Does a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Whenever this morning, man, during fast market, when I hear someone's like, less talking, more trading, or why don't you trade and this and this. You have 24 hours in a day, and if you only take one trade and make $1,300, that's one hell of a day. And that's only 18 minutes, right? So the rest of the time, it's okay to be sitting there waiting and watching. That's part of that is trading. If you spend, say, 3 hours trading, 18 minutes in one trade, the rest of the time you're sitting there watching, analyzing. So there's a big difference.
Or going outside.
Yeah, go outside. Don't get DoorDash in the middle of a trade though. When Trump's
question here for you, Dakota. We got a question from Superior Locks in the chat. Hey coaches, up $150 on slow markets today. Do I lock out all day and secure my 5th profitable day in my XFA? What advice would you give there?
Ooh. If you're indecisive, and if you're asking that question, I would say yes. For me, I trade the New York session on fast markets. And so if I'm up $150 now, I'm still going to be trading the New York session regardless of whether I'm green or red. But everyone has their own different goals. It's, very customized, right, to an individual. That's why I would say it depends. But yeah, the fact that you're asking that question, I tend to lean towards yes.
Yeah, I agree. If it wasn't your 5th day and it was just another trading day and you saw more opportunities, yeah, continue to trade. But because it's your 5th day, like Dakota said, because you asked and you're eligible for a payout, especially if this is your first payout ever, yes, go ahead and lock yourself out.
There you go. Let's get through 2 more. Back from short vacation. Cleared 3 combines last week. Back to the grind. Broke a rule earlier. And keeping last trade running. Nice. Lincoln. Hashtag slow markets. And traders in here trading.
Traders are trading. It's popping gold here. 51.48s. So Nasdaq going back to 25,000s here.
It looks that way, man. 25,000 was the line in the sand all last week. Looks like it might be this week as well. I want to see a pullback, but not tonight. You know what? I want to see it happen during the New York session when options are active. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Here's another one. NQ Trader. Look at that. 2 different accounts. Looks like total of $2,000. A little over 2,000. There we go.
Nice job.
Nice work, NQ Trader. Ooh, look at that one big. If you're wondering where this is coming from, like I said, I'll do one more before the end of the show, or I'll do one more session of slow market, hashtag slow markets. They're in the YouTube chat. There's the socials. We'll link them as we watch these markets.
Pablo, just passed your first combine. Congratulations. What path to payout would you guys recommend? Thank you guys. Take it slow. Take it slow. If this is your first combine passing, there is this thing that happens when people pass a combine where they're just like, oh, wow, I can make all the money in the world now. And all of it's real. And they try to step on the gas too fast. Do whatever got you to the point of passing your combine. Hopefully it was, sustainable type of trading, right? You weren't just YOLOing and throwing on size until you passed. But trade the way you traded and, build the account to a point where if you're going to take a payout, it's not going to adjust the way you have to trade, right? Wherever you take a payout from, your max drawdown on that account is going to go to $0. So let's say after 5 days, you make $150 each day and you're trading a 150K account. The initial drawdown is $4,500, but if you make $150 5 days in a row, you're at $650. You could technically take a payout there, but then your drawdown is going to go to $0. So that means you only have $325 left in your account. I wouldn't suggest doing that. So build somewhat of a buffer when you're eligible. If and when you need the money, take the payout, especially if it's your first one. It kind of changes your psychology about what you're doing here, makes it more real. But you want to have a balance in that account that after you take a payout, you're still able to continue to trade.
Correct. Yeah, and someone says that advice is not consistent with my philosophy of process over profits. That's why I said it depends, right? My process, if I'm up $150, I'm going to continue to follow it. But, there are exceptions to everything, right? Where if your goal is to take a payout and you're already reached that goal, you can lock yourself out. Take that payout as keep following that process. Richard, it's amazing how many here get payouts, considering that only 100 traders. Those numbers do not look true to me. Don't know where you got them, Harris. Don't post numbers without citing your sources. But you know what that could be, Richard? Could be DBA concepts if you're surprised by how many traders here are getting payouts.
Yes, if you're asking questions about the payout rules and things like that, we got a great help center with all of the steps and rules and things like that for getting to and taking a payout.
There you go. You got them from Topstep. Where? You could say that, but you got to show it. Prove it. Prove it. I could say something and say I got it somewhere, but we know how that is with the misinformation that gets spread around so much by the internet. I'd love to know the numbers. I'd love to know the numbers compared to the slow markets audience.
What's your opinion on the 3-day consistency XFA payout target? I think it's another way for traders to get paid. Yeah. Have I done it myself? No. But I think it's another way for traders to get paid.
Okay. Ooh, look, there's one. It says 4%. Okay, that makes more sense, right? 4% are able to get payouts. That is more online, right? We know that trading is one of the most difficult things, and it's in the upper 90%. And what is that? 4 based off that? 4 out of every 100 traders go through that, are able to stick to it, stay with it, and get a payout. That'd be 400 of this audience. Gold is doing almost nothing. We got the top of the hour in about 8 minutes. Yeah, Richard, if you have some source that you're getting information from, I'd love to know. Or if you're just speaking out your ass, I'd love to know that too.
Oil bouncing a little bit here. Made a low 85.02s, up about $1 from there right now.
Nasdaq hanging at these 950s. Currently on a 10-day winning streak. I can request my 4th payout of the year. Nice work, Micah. When I get feisty, I just have issues with people not spreading correct information, right? And that's what leans it, right, Richard? You say, I do know, and it's not even close. Based off what? It's easy, right? If you know something for a fact and you have numbers to back it up or a source, you just, what's the source? You're trading off vibes, man. You're trading off vibes. That's what we mean. Nasdaq starting to sell off here.
I'm short too.
60s.
Micro Nasdaq.
You're short micro Nasdaq.
Yeah.
All right.
From 938s. Let's see if we go range to range here.
Let's get it. You'll meet me one day. Hopefully we could do maybe get some trader meetups. That'd be fun. I love meeting people, man. I had such a fun time over the past week. I'm horrible with names. If I seen you before, I'd recognize you, but I'd never be able to remember so many names. Topstep should host an event where we could all come and meet the crew. We had one last year in Chicago. I think I'd love to be able to do more. I've put my name in the hat, my vote. A lot of great things happening behind the scenes for 2026. Shout out to the TopstepTV crew. I'm excited. I really
Me too,
am
man.
For what's
Me
to
too.
come. Who knows? Maybe in a theater near you.
Steaks at the Fondue Blue.
Steaks at the Fondue Blue. Dakota, why do you use tick charts? What's the thought process behind you using tick charts, especially on an NQ? Well, I use the 100 tick charts, as you just seen me trade. If not, you missed it at the very beginning. I get it in the trade. The setup was on a 5-minute chart, and then you can see this market structure here. A lot cleaner, right? A lot cleaner. Higher lows, higher highs. You can see these pivots. It's a lot cleaner on the 100 tick chart, so I'm able to do a lot of my trade management on this, right? Trailing it up, trailing a stop loss up, looking for, rally, pullbacks, and then these breakouts. And then you can see 5-minute, you can't really see that price structure. It's the DBA book map. Yeah, that's share trade, sure.
You were showing my charts. Do that again.
Oh man. Okay, everything I just said, just rewatch. So there it is. There's the 100 tick chart on the right hand side, and you can see how clean it is, right? Those higher lows, higher low, higher highs, just breakout, right? Breakout, rally, pullback, rally. So the price structure is a lot cleaner compared to a 5-minute chart. Shanghai open in 4 minutes. Yeah, we got 3.5 minutes. See maybe another spike of volatility involved. Volume. Are you able to use 100 tick and fast? Yeah, I do. Red. It just moves faster, right? The more volume that goes through, then the more ticks that goes through these markets as well. Would Topstep ever do one of the live streams with a live audience as an event? Oh, that would be sick. That'd be real fun.
That has to happen at some point.
I don't see why not. What is one thing you do well that separates you from other traders? It's either not caring or just keeping it simpler than most traders. Cutting losses. I think it's just doing the simple things. It's not that was simple. 3-bar reversal. All right. What does a pivot mean for me? That is where the market changes, right? Here's a pivot. Here's a pivot. Right? You can break them down. Markets are fractal, so you can break the pivots down as much as possible. But look at this on the 100-tick chart. I'm seeing this where the market reverses and changes directions is a pivot, right? It pivots. It's going in a direction and it pivots. It pivots, bounces, you could call it. Whatever you want to call it. I just used to saying pivots. Potatoes, potatoes. ABC, ICT. Lakers in 3. Lakers in 4. Sorry. Pivots equal change in structure, change in direction.
So,
I think.
With daylight savings time is the Shanghai Open. The Shanghai Open is now later in the stream, right?
We had a time change. So right now it is 8 p.m. Typically it would still be 7 p.m. So we'd just be starting the stream in 1 minute. So here we go. This is why I started earlier. We can start seeing this volatility. Let's see what happens in about a minute. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Sure, professional boxing might be the hardest sport. I would say that anyone can technically box/fight immediately. However, I'd say there are a lot of sports like hockey where that's not the case. I wouldn't say anybody could box or fight immediately. I think everyone could attempt to, just like anybody could attempt to play hockey. But hey, I wasn't the one that said that. I can think of a few things harder than boxing. We're doing it right here.
Something happening there. There's some volume, some volatility. Gold's starting to sell off a little bit here.
Okay. Top of the hour. So let's see if we can get this.
Who said that? Dania, yeah, I hate time math too. It's like, what?
Fair enough.
What's going on? I do have this in Quant Tower here. This little exchange times thing. Shows us when the exchanges are open. Tokyo Stock Exchange opened up about an hour ago. We just had Taiwan and Singapore and Bursa open as well. Got Shanghai opening up in about a half an hour.
Correct.
Interesting.
Nice little handy.
Yeah.
It is.
Gold right back up.
JJ, don't do that. Don't. I'm just not going to not care in full port 3-bar reversals. Don't do that.
Bad strategy. Bad strategy.
That bad strategy.
It could work, but I don't know.
Look at this pump in the Nasdaq.
Yep. My trade's getting stopped out here in a second. Oil's pumping as well, though. Let's see here.
Oh, don't
Somebody
tell
has
me
to give it
that,
up.
man.
Can't go
Don't.
both. Can't both rally together. Yeah, we won't talk about oil. I'm sorry.
I got it. One of the worst things is getting stopped out and then watching it go your way. Not too bad. Not too bad. My entry was at like in the 90s, so. Well, it's a good example. You don't bet against what Trump says. He said he wants. He literally said it was temporary, right? And he sees oil going back down.
Right.
And so it was my fault holding a long crude oil while he spoke.
It's a tough one, though.
Pivots on dive. Don't go against him. That's why stock's gonna double. I'm just gonna say yes. I'm just gonna follow with
Eventually.
what he's. Hey, if he said it,
double.
it's gonna happen. Full port Nvidia or Intel. Not financial advice, but how's Intel doing?
How's everybody else trading in the chat? What are you guys looking at right now? Who's flat? Who's in a trade? What markets are we looking at? Take a look at that tilt. See what the tilt is saying.
I'm flat. Let's take a look at some of these. 57%
long S&P and Nasdaq.
All right. Gold longs, Joey. Flats. About to go long gold. Long gold. Okay. Traders are looking for longins in gold. The longins. Oh man.
SOB is just trading live cattle where the cows are asleep right now. I don't think you can trade cattle right now.
Cows are asleep. I am liking the gold as well.
Gold longs?
I am. But I'm not going to join the audience. Because it's, look at this chop though. There's a lot of chop and wicks on the crude, so I'm gonna just practice the patience. See, the spread on the net gold, even the micros, it's still not the best. So I'm gonna sit this one out. I'll watch the community win here. Nice work, chat. This is a slow market W for the community. You guys are long gold and green. Shout it out in the chat. Dakota, you trade large in your personal. How do you change your mindset to only trade micros here? Same process. Same process. Honestly, I don't want to say this on air, but size does not matter when you're following a process, right? You get in the same place, you get out the same place, and these markets are liquid enough that the only time you should be caring about the size is if it's over, what, 100 contracts, 200 contracts.
Nice job, so those gold longs. Off that 200 moving average, gold is starting to cook right now to the upside.
I should just join them, man. Look at this, 160s.
All right, I'm flat that trade. Did not get the follow through I was looking for it to the downside. Literally $0 P&L. I don't know how I did that. My exit covered commissions perfectly. $0.00.
It's pretty good, man.
I couldn't do that again if I tried.
Pretty good.
Gold is pumping right now, though.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. You're talking hearsay, Harris, and I gotta put you in timeout for that type of stuff. It's a beautiful buy on silver, British perf. I need slow markets all the time. My brain is too slow. Hey, you don't need to be smart to be making money. There's plenty of proof around the internet on that one. You just need to... Jay laughing on that one. Yeah. Dude's having
hey, man.
Keep my mouth shut.
President did say about a half an hour ago, if Iran does anything that stops the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz, they will be hit by the United States of America. It's about a half an hour ago. One of the big headlines out there, big kind of situations, was that Strait of Hormuz closing, and maybe oil not being able to get through there. But president is saying he's going to defend the oil. Am I short crude right now? No. I'm going to be cautious trading crude, especially if there are headlines flying around. I think the way I'm going to approach trading crude is waiting for a headline to come out and then trading it. I don't want to personally be sitting in a crude oil position for too long, because again, there's a headline that could come out that could send us 20 points up, 20 points down. So unless it's a very clear trade, which I don't see one in crude right now, I could see why somebody would be sitting in a short, but let one thing go wrong and we're right back up.
I don't like crude right now.
Yeah, I would.
I'm not on speaking terms with crude oil.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see if we get gold pumping. Who got in that gold? Tag me. Let's see it. Let's see it.
So is that now the new top of the hour volatility that we're looking for?
Correct. Yep. And then we'll have the bottom of the hour as we're ending the stream.
Gotcha. Here.
A 50% consistency on oil short. Nice. Trip J's, do I feel like it was bad trade management since you were up 30,000 and didn't move your stop? So I did move my stop. I was risking more. It was just an unfortunate trade, right? I was willing to risk that. I was willing to risk 50,000 to hold on to a crude oil and even hold on to it until like throughout the week. Unfortunately, news, just tanked it. I did make some buffer. Like I said, I had a trade earlier where I was up 30-something thousand, and I used the profits on that to help fund that trade. Obviously, with hindsight, I would have closed it before the speech, but I'm not a hindsight trader. It's easy to look back on every trade and wish you could have done something different. Did I say 50? Yeah, 50.
FVG trade. Read that link in the chat that I just posted there. It has all of the answers to your questions. Happy to be out of that Nasdaq short. Starting to continue to pump here as crude oil sells off. Shout out to those crude shorts. If you're brave enough to take it, I think I like crude to the downside. President saying, Joey, if the president's saying the war is going to be over, what brought crude oil up here has been the war. So if it's going to be over, could we come back down? That was just a wild move in crude, though. 31% off the high in one day. Joey, that picture was taken in Jamaica. I was feeling like a vacation, Jay.
You know what I could do on that crude oil trade? What we was talking about on fast markets too? Declaring. Oh, I declare. What is it, chat? Chat. If you're watching fast markets, what was it? Matsamori? I don't know. Dang it. Man, I hate when you think of something you can't think of the exact word. There's two words.
Force majeure. There you go, Dan.
I'm calling out my crude oil trade.
Bankruptcy.
Force majeure. Here we go.
Declaring bankruptcy. Not enough. Not enough. Classic dips. I think it's, if you're in a fight, you can say, okay, I'm done fighting. But the other side doesn't have to say that. right? It doesn't have to agree. And that's the biggest thing for me right now, right? If you're saying, hey, from my side, we're done. But the other side doesn't have to agree. So that's what I think we need to watch out for. Crude, gold is still pumping here though.
Nasdaq's on these highs. Yeah, there's two sides to it, but he didn't really say it was over. He said it was closer. Maybe it was, further than expected? I don't know. I didn't listen to it. I felt it.
Gold is not pumping, says Gandhi. Sorry, I was doing my best Andre impression. It's going up slowly. Okay. Wasn't gonna say what came to my head there. The Nasdaq. Seeing any more trade opportunities here, Ken?
Not really. We got that rally in gold for the traders that were long gold. Nasdaq kind of settling down. We got, Nasdaq's continuing to. I don't see what could slow the Nasdaq down right now, honestly. Outside, of course, the headline risk. I'm looking to be buying dips. I'm a dip buyer in this market now. I think we could continue to find buyers and buy dips.
Buying dips in the Nasdaq.
We are buying dips.
Anyone seeing any other markets moving right now? The Mexican peso, for whatever reason, is up 0.84%. It was up 1% already today. Shout out to all of our Mexican peso traders. All the currencies catching a little bit of a bid over the past couple of days.
You two are funny. Hey. Coach Jay and I are with our OG team. Right out of Discord.
What is the currency in Cuba? That's a good question.
Can you explain buy dips one more time, please?
Cuban peso.
At the very beginning of this stream, I bought a dip. There's a beautiful example, right? We had that huge pump during power hour. Sold off. Got a nice 3-bar reversal here at these 840s. And I bought the dip. There's a lot of different ways to do it, right? I think the most important way is to manage risk. Coach Jay and I learned how to catch a falling knife last week.
Yes, we did.
He was definitely not doing it the way I would. But he's done it for so long.
Yeah.
He has that level of experience and trust in his
He was
process.
catching that falling knife on vibes alone.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I don't even think he was looking at the knife. He was just catching it.
Yeah, and that knife was sharp.
New lows oil. Watch the equities here. 84.44, new low there in oil. And I saw somebody saying, this 200 moving average on the 30-minute is right here. So would you sell oil here? That would be a point of contention. Would I enter a short here? Probably not. But this 200 moving average also doesn't have to hold. So if we start to see some pressure below it, it could start to act as a resistance.
I mean, with the headlines out there, it kind of hurts technicals in a way.
Yep. I'm looking at this gold chart here, though.
You're watching gold. I'm watching Nasdaq go through maybe take a look at these session highs. The session high here in Nasdaq is going to be, what is it? 83s. Where are my oil traders at? You know what I almost did, Coach Jay?
What's that?
I almost loaded me up some Intel calls.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did Intel sell off with everything else?
Correct. Yeah, I wanted to see. We got down to like 41.64, and we're at 45.27. And the calls were 46. I want to see Intel above 46. You liking gold?
Yeah, it's kind of slowly pushing higher here. You see, we had this break out when we had this volume come in when the Shanghai session opened up, or the Singapore session opened up in that case, Asia session open. And we're holding that high right now. Kind of not pumping. Slowly pushing higher here. Slow pump up right now. But volume from that is holding here. Yeah, this is going to break out here.
Okay. So
Dakota sold you a course.
I don't sell courses.
That was not Dakota. Unless it was a craps course. Maybe coming soon.
I can sell a course on craps.
Right.
I don't know how good it is. We watched the video on the way there on the flight. I love it, man. I might be addicted to that game.
It's a fun game.
Dude,
that's all the course says, though. Have fun.
I was gonna just say I had so much fun. That's all that matters.
Have fun. Don't try to make money. Peter asked a question. Do you guys have some zone for Nasdaq longs, long-term investments in case of Liberation Day 2.0 and a 30% correction later this year? I mean, just measure 30% from the high. For me, I'd probably start looking at 20% off the all-time high. Again, anything we say here is for entertainment, education, and information purposes only, not trading or investment advice. But I'd maybe start looking at 20% off. I know in the futures, we were at the lows today, down 10% from the all-time high. You know, you could buy slowly, and then you don't have to worry about trying to time the market with longer-term investments. But if we get to 20, 30% off, yeah, I'm going to be looking for some discounts for sure.
Yeah. I did not expect that one from you, Mandy.
Neither did I. Wow.
That was a eye-opener. Well, you know, my grandparents were a big fan. When they would go to Vegas, they would play slot machines.
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. Oh, back in their day, it was a physical wheel. I don't know.
Yep, there goes gold. Yeah, now we're pumping Gandhi. There you go. All right, so hopefully that made sense why I was looking long gold. Would have made a lot more sense if I took the trade, but here we go. From slow pumps to breakout here in gold. Can we get to 5,200?
Gold's pumping. Who's still long?
It is.
Who's still long here?
Dan Emmett says the 6-month range has done its job. Even bears want new all-time highs on the Nasdaq now. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, we poked below the lows, and here we are. We pumping. 25,000 is the line in the sand. My ideal scenario tomorrow is New York session opens up, we sell off down to 24,000, lower 700s, and then we rally the rest of the week.
Say that one more time. Somebody's on the bid here in gold, the 100 lot.
No, show
Right
that.
below the
That's
market.
more important first.
They're gonna keep pushing us up. Where did it go? They just got filled at 170s.
Dang. Okay. Okay. Here's what I was referring to. My ideal scenario is we open up tomorrow morning and we get a pullback, a break through these into these 700s, and then we just rally the rest of the week.
Pull back to 700s.
Yeah, but I don't know if we can get that.
695 is the value area. Well, actually, that's my volume profile. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
All right. Is this a fib? The question is this a Fibonacci retracement? I don't use fibs, but I've used them enough when I first started learning. I could look at this and say, yeah, it's close enough. That's, I don't know what, remember the golden pocket, but without using a fib tool, I'm going to say that that's 50%. That's 50. This right up here is probably 30%. Okay, I'm going to take a guess. This is a prediction here. I'm going to say that's about 30%. And I will definitely say that that's about 50. I'm going to test this out. Oh, damn. There you go.
There it is.
There it
And
is.
gold. We'll see you later, gold. We were just pushing here.
How do I adjust the settings on this? Oh, damn. Close enough. So I say price action's king, man. You guys trade price action. You trade long enough, you could. Yeah, it's close enough. These are zones. Gold's a true breakout. Everyone in the chat getting paid on the gold longs.
Yes, they are.
What does rally the rest of the week mean? That means the market goes higher throughout the week.
Crude is starting to find a little bit of a bid here as well, though. 86.31's last trade there in Crude. Interesting slow markets here. Gold was a very nice trade there. I'm happy to cut that Nasdaq short for scratch.
When you see a chart and you decide not to trade, what do you see in a chart to say, I'll not trade this? A lot of things, right? If you don't see what your setup is, so basically you know what your setups are. Anything outside of that, that's where I look at the chart and say, I'm going to sit this one out. Or if it's just going back and forth, very choppy, very volatile, or, very choppy, not very volatile. I don't like chop, and chop can be defined many different ways. I'd like to see nice, clean price action, higher lows, higher highs, vice versa. I mean, look at this nice, clean gold. Everyone's buying gold. They're getting paid.
What a move. What a move there. Gold, 5200s. Are you on deck?
It's looking like it, man.
I should be in this trade, Dakota. I'm not gonna lie. I have a little bit of FOMO right now.
We all get it. We all get the FOMO. I get it all the time. And the question just is, do you act upon it? And it needs to be no.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it. It's like, oh, do I just buy now? And older Jay or younger Jay would have just bought it and been down 8 points immediately. More seasoned Jay says, you know what? You missed it. There's always going to be another trade. Then you assess whether or not there's an opportunity to get in. Maybe that little pullback was it, but no, can't chase it. It's always another bust. Shout out to Eddie Horn.
Shout out Eddie Horn. There you go. Not able to show this. We don't have enough time to show this one. I got some more submissions throughout the end of slow markets, but I could not pronounce your name. Okay, I'm just gonna embarrass myself trying to pronounce that. Congratulations on your payouts. $2,000. It has been a crazy journey, but yeah, it was possible after so many flows, so many ebbs and flows. Future champion in building. Great work. Shout out. Forgive me for the bad spelling of the name or pronunciation of the name. I my worst class in growing up has always been English and grammar.
Do you use the VIX to gauge market volatility before trading? I'll take a look at where it is. It's probably not the first thing on my mind, but I'll take a look at it. I hear Jack talk about it all the time on TopstepTV. I don't know what that is.
Let me know when it's safe to
yeah,
share. I love that one.
I moved my Topstep X to a different screen. I was sharing the whole screen with you, and for whatever reason, that you know,
I mean, it's cute. I'm glad that's all it was.
Yeah, there's nothing else on my screens. But yeah, I think it's Microsoft Windows wallpapers that just like change them for whatever reason.
Okay,
that's what they put up there. But
okay, we're good now. We're good.
Yeah, I never know what my wallpaper is gonna be. It changes every day. That was a funny one though. I didn't think you were gonna switch back over to my screen. Sea lion pattern. There you go.
There you go. There you go. Oh man. But before we end it here, that was good. You can't script anything better than that. Today's Monday, Tuesday night's price action. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I will be on tomorrow morning. Obviously, Coach Shay, you're on the opening call. I'll be on tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm gonna actually be joining Andre and Jack for Power Hour. Wonder if we're gonna have a crazy one like we did today. And then Jay, you got At the Buzzer, and then of course slow markets starting the same time now. Remember, 7 p.m. Central. And yeah, Coach Jay, anything you want to say to finish it up here?
Trade well, everybody. Manage your risks. The markets are presenting a bunch of opportunity to us, so we do not have to rush anything. Identify a setup, clean setup, take your trades, and manage your risk.
There you go. Manage the risk. Love it. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow.